Hello everybody and welcome to the January 30th issue of the Tucson Mortgage Weekly. I'm Todd Abelson. Thank you very much for watching this video. We'll try to make it short and sweet. Okay, first of all, what happened last week? Well, a couple of things. First of all, the GDP estimates came in for 2011, and the good news is they were a little milder, a little tamer than they had originally anticipated, which is actually good news relative to interest rates, but bad news for the economy because the feds have pumped a ton of money in through this payroll tax deduction or reduction, and considering that after all the money they've put in, they're only getting kind of a warm response, they're certainly not getting a lot of bang for the buck. Probably more importantly, last week, the federal policy statement came out and pretty much echoed that the economy is still kind of dragging along, although in a positive direction, and housing is still really in the dumper. But what they said that surprised the markets is they're going to be keeping their rates extremely low. Right now it's zero through 2014, which is a good 6 to 12 months longer than they originally expected. That kind of took the markets by surprise. Last week, additionally, the quagmire in Europe continues. Lord knows that's going to drag on for a while. Okay, what went on today? Well, first of all, the core personal consumption expenditure numbers came out. Big word for government's favorite measurement of inflation. Came out pretty cool. Anything under 2% is considered to be good, and right now we're looking at about 1.8, so that continues to support that inflation is very low. What's coming out this week? Well, okay, first of all, consumer confidence on Wednesday, on Tuesday. Wednesday, the big report comes out, which kind of makes everybody all antsy, which is like the ADP private employment report, and I kind of look at that there's ants crawling all over us when that report's released, because it's never really even with the federal report, but always makes people kind of dance around like they're got ants crawling on them. And then on Friday, the big report, the jobs report, comes out. Now, right now, they're forecasting an increase of 225,000 jobs, and that unemployment is going to remain stable at 8.5%. Now, as you may know from some of my other recordings and things you've read, that the United States needs a minimum of 200,000 jobs created every month just to stay even. So 225 is a pretty good number, and it's a positive number. We need more, but 225, really good positive number. Okay, what's the wild cards coming on this week? Well, ultimately, in my opinion, I don't know if anybody read the paper this weekend, but very quietly, don't tell anybody, the Senate voted to increase the federal debt by $1.2 trillion. Now, this is pretty amazing to me, because wasn't it like 2 months ago that they were going to shut the government down, and then they came up with this last-minute hurdle to go around so that they could extend it by 2 months, so they didn't have to, the automatic triggering of all these expenses to military cuts didn't happen. Gee, nobody's talking about that anymore. In the meantime, shh, we just raised the ceiling 1.2 trillion more. Don't tell anybody. Sooner or later, this problem is going to come home to roost. And as you may recall, the extension was only 2 months. That's right around the corner. So starting February, you're going to start hearing about shutting the government down and cutting military. In the meantime, they've raised the limit, another 1.2 trillion. Can't figure it out. All that means is the problem is here to stay, and it's not going away unless somebody fixes it. Okay, don't forget to check out the website, TucsonMortgages.com. I'm Todd Abelson, and you can get me at 331-LEND, as it says right there on the, right there, 331-LEND. Look forward to hearing from you. Make it a great week. Bye-bye.